Hey, um, I dated this girl, right? Or well, she wasn't a girl, she's a grown woman, but she said she was in the Gambino crime family, and that one of the things that I forgot what the name was for what she did, but you can kind of see it in like The Sopranos. Like she would try to seduce men, and then they get clipped. Apparently, she didn't quite say that, but I think she implied that. And I totally believe she had, like, borderline personality disorder, but, she would, like, try to get guys to like her. She was very stunningly beautiful, and then, she even threatened that I would get I'd get killed. Wow. But she didn't have that happen because she liked me, because she cared about me, she said. That's nice. Isn't that nice? Anyway, I also had experience with MS-13, in my work, um, working with somebody in MS-13, and, um, uh, also the Pagans in New Jersey. It just as part of my work, like, I'm just randomly assigned to people, but I ran into people who were related to the Pagans. I don't wanna say any more than that. And, kind of intimidating. Yeah, all of them kind of intimidating. Gambinos, MS-13, and the Pagans. And here in Philadelphia, I mean, of course, I mean, I remember I was a substitute teacher, and I was at some school in South Philadelphia, and I was just walking to I think it was my lunch break. I just went walking through South Philly, and actually, my grandfather that might be why I'm part Italian. My grandfather lived in South Philadelphia and was friends with a lot of Italians. My dad was friends best friend was an Italian too. An Italian neurologist, Doctor Chinafera. But I, um, was walking, in South Philly, and I saw John Stanfa's house. He was, like, a boss here in Philadelphia, and, we had little Nicky Scarfo and Joey Merlino. I think he runs it now. If you go to South Philly these days, you don't really see too many Italians anymore. But it was interesting because when I was working with somebody in MS-13, it's all the same. It's like the money, got to get money, drugs, um, violence. Just like you get beat down to get in there to MS-13. They have these strict codes of loyalty, but they're not really loyal at the end of the day. They're not really loyal. You saw that in The Sopranos, right? And on The Wire, right? That was a great, um, I thought, I mean, everybody thought both those shows were really great, The Sopranos and The Wire, because they're very much about American society. People join organized crime. I think I was talking to one of my supervisors for DBT, and she was saying that people need to belong, and I mean, they even call the Italian the mafia. They call it the family mi familia, right? And yeah, the idea that somebody has your back and they're gonna die for you, and you have to die for them, apparently, and there's no way out of these organizations. And the thing is, they have a sort of a facade of loyalty, but they're not really at all, right? They will kill you. They will, you will go down by yourself, and you know, it's not really brother. That's not real brotherhood. That's not a healthy. kind of. I remember here in Philadelphia, they had the junior black mafia when I was at college at Temple University. I went to, I think it was home, was it Graterford? I think it was Graterford Prison. I mean, I was terrified going in there. I mean, I was really skinny and just being, I was in general population and we were going to interview the junior black mafia. And I was like, wow, I'm around killers, rapists, and all these guys, and I don't really have any protection. I mean, I think I almost like passed out. I almost fainted. Now I don't think it would bother me as much. But what's my point? Oh yeah. And that's an interesting thing too, because I don't really hear too much about the Bloods and the Crips in Philadelphia. I didn't hear much about them. And I know there were gangs when I was growing up, but I remember I worked in almost every section of Philadelphia. And I remember they had in West Philadelphia, I was working with a kid and he got beat up because he was from South Philadelphia and he moved to West Philadelphia. And this grown man just like he almost got pistol whipped. And he wasn't a violent guy. That was the thing. And I told him, "Hey, let's go to the police. Let's go to the police and get you some protection." And the police officer was so rude. He said, "What am I, your babysitter? You want me to watch you walk home from school so you don't get jumped?" And he said to me, "I told you they're not going to do anything. They don't care about me." And he was right. And so what was my point? He joined this group called Money Over Bitches, and he had it actually tattooed on him. And so that was a little gang. And then I remember they had the gang named after the Smash Brothers, and that sort of thing. But yeah, they all, it's a way to have protection, a way to make money, um, drugs, all kinds of criminal activity. And it's weird because I run into it in my job. And it's something I never expected, but it is interesting because what I like about my job in particular is like, well, now I'm getting the private practice going, but it was cool. And I'm still working what they call intensive in community therapy. And I go all over New Jersey. I've been all over Philadelphia. I only went to New Jersey because they pay like double the money. And now private practice, they almost get triple the money. Actually, almost maybe 4 times the money. Well, like 3 times the money that I did working in Philadelphia. But I did find working in the Philadelphia school system and also in homes all throughout Philadelphia as a really educational job. I know W.B. Du Bois did his Philadelphia Negro survey in Philadelphia, and one of the that I mean I'm not W. Du Bois, but you do learn a lot. Like if you really go out there in people's homes in the neighborhoods, I've witnessed 2 shootings, a stabbing, all kinds of drug dealing, and this is just a. And I don't have a gun. I'm not like a cop, but it's kind of like they have their idea of community policing. I'm not. I take out the policing part. I'm intensively in the community, and I'm only bringing therapy, which I'm trying to hone my skills in that. But it's really fascinating, particularly this organized crime thing. Particularly if you're antisocial, you have antisocial personality disorder, or one of those what used to be called the cluster B personalities. You might end up looking for family in the wrong places. And I think that's what happens. And then you get involved in all kinds of criminal activity. and, you have this at least a facade of, like, being, organized and together. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that at the moment. Um, thank you.